their quest in both the Challenge Cup and, of course, later on, the Winfield Cup. Straight away, they return the favour. It's down to Tony Smith. And Mal Meninga makes his first tackle of 1990, and a very solid one. Wishart. Russell, the man with all the skills, can certainly lay on a try. Walsh drags 3 defenders to him. Back quickly for the kick from Neville, who's come across from South Sydney. Belcher. Plenty of chasers down there. Wood. Stewart. O'Sullivan. Lance. One more year he's decided to have. He was thinking of retiring after that great win in the grand final last year. Coyne. Stewart. A man with a marvellous kicking game. Smith takes on Daly. He tripped as he came to him. So they get him back down inside their quarter line again. Young. Daly makes another tackle. What a massive centre pairing they are, both he and Meninga. Dean Lance. Terrific hit from Lance. He has really stunned Tiernan. Stewart. They go wide very quickly. Meninga. Belcher's up there. Pass floated out for Wood. The call was okay on the pass from Cooley. 6 more tackles, touch. Back it comes. Now he says there was a knock-on in there. Tiernan's still down. It was a wonderful tackle from Lance. Very similar to what he did to Steve Roach early on in the grand final last year.
Yes, I think he's going to have to leave the field.
He's better off just staying down at the moment. Len Barton is out there in 17 as he replaces Tiernan. Delaney. Neville. Kicking away from Belcher, looking for touch. He had a perfect leg break on that one.
Yes, a nicely executed little kick by Neville. Did the leg break. Right to left, over the sideline. Good, useful one.
Curley wants this scrum well infield. Stewart away for O'Sullivan. Meninga. Belcher. Peter Sterling, if you were marking down Meninga, just what sort of tactics do you employ?
I think you just close your eyes, Graham, and hope for the best. It's as simple as that. He actually having a look at Mal now, he looks trim, taut and terrific. Obviously set himself for another big season with a Kangaroo Tour at the end of it. I think he's probably short odds to be on that tour.
Lazarus. The jackal from Walsh. Assistance coming in from Morrissey. Stewart. Coyne. Bad missed tackle from Russell. He's got Daly on the inside. Now Daly looks for support. Stewart's there. Wrapped up quickly by Bolt. Last tackle against Canberra. Lance. O'Sullivan. The chip out wide for Wood. Way too deep for him. Tony Smith brings it back and beats 2 defenders. Brought down by Clyde.
Lively start to this football game. Phil Tiernan, incidentally, the player who's left the field, is being worked on just in front of us, and he's in big trouble. He can't straighten his leg. Could be posted on that as the Steelers on their own quarter try to get out of trouble. There's young Tiernan. He really is in trouble with that tremendous hit very early in the game. Keane 32 metres out. Sloppy play here. Neville has it. One hop for Belcher. awesome-looking Canberra side when you have a look at them. Not just that centre combination, but it's a very strong pack of forwards, and they're certainly deserving of being favourites to take out the Winfield Cup again this year.
Well, if they're anywhere near form, Brent Todd and Glenn Lazarus should be the difference in this match right from the outset. They've got so many strong players, the Canberra side, right through. Here's a good break.
Yeah, Daly working away with Ferguson.
Just continuing on that, they were in magnificent form, particularly Lazarus. At the end of last year, he had a blinder in the grand final, and if he continues that form, he'll be a kangaroo too.
Keeping the football alive very nicely here. One hop for Meninga, and there's some room for him to move as well. Belcher's there in support. There's 10 metres inside the Steelers' half. Away goes Clyde. Lost the football. And referee Cooley will play the knock on.
Yeah, did you see the quickness that O'Sullivan was there on the loose ball? See, Clyde is tackled here, and well tackled. The ball pops through, but in quickly is O'Sullivan on it, not giving Illawarra even the touch of a ball from other than a set scrum.
No score in this, the first of the doubleheader here, coming to you live from Parks this afternoon. Balmain and Souths is the second game at about 5:30. Gee, what a feast of football for you this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it. Darryl Neville, first outing for the Steelers. And able to make a few more yards as well. We were in Parks last year, and they really turned on a great welcome for us last year, and they've done it again this year. Very hospitable, the people of Parks, as they have been all over New South Wales and Queensland in the last week or so. So this penalty for the Raiders right on the halfway mark. They're still showing some concern for young Tiernan in the Steelers lineup. Just outside the quarter, there he is, still being worked on.
He hasn't been able to bend his right leg since he was tackled. He's got it up in a sort of a half-bent position at 90 degrees to the rest of his body, and he's holding it there. There's something going wrong with his knee or his thigh.
Meninga showing it either way, getting it back for O'Sullivan. Apparently the word from the sideline is that the problem is his hip. So we've got no official word on that. That's just what the trainers are telling us at the moment. Now the Raiders on the Steelers quarter line now. Stewart and O'Sullivan, and then Belcher. Now here's Daly. Got Ferguson on the outside. Ferguson's come inside. Inside the quarter. And Checker playing it forward to make a few extra yards. Stewart. Out for Bradley Clyde, standing quite wide. 5 tackles gone now for the Raiders. Stewart. A little kick ahead. O'Sullivan's there to chase it, crunch in the in-goal area. It's gone loose and dead.
Yes, an immaculate little kick put through there by Stewart to put everybody under pressure. You can see the Illawarra players diving for it. And it's only really a massive effort to get to it and bounce it over the dead ball line that saved the day there for Illawarra. They're under enormous pressure early in this game. Canberra are cruising, but spinning the ball so well around that it really makes the art of rugby league look fairly simple.
So the restart from the goal line, and they've called for an ambulance on the sideline for young Tiernan. And it is now just arriving to treat the player. Now Meninga taking play up again towards the quarter line. And Lazarus charging onto the football inside the quarter. Danger time now for the Steelers as Stewart steps off his left foot. The little kick through has been taken nicely by Tony Smith.
Yes, well done there. That was a real try-saver, that one. This clever little kick by Stewart over the top just failed to clear Smith, the fullback, and he was able to leap for it and pull it down.
A couple of half breaks for Canberra, and Illawarra have done well to get across and cover on a number of situations. Wishart.
Yes, Johnny Croucher there with Footy Tab. What do they say about this one?
Hey Rex, we've got $8,000 in the pick the score dividend pool, and you've got to feel a bit sorry for Canberra. They're the hottest favourites so far in the Challenge Cup. They've got about 80% of the entries, so I think they're going to win this one. But despite that, you'd have to say that they should win this, and the computer predicts them to score 20 to 24 points and Illawarra 8 to 12. Rex?
Thanks, Johnny. I don't think we feel sorry for Canberra. I think I feel a little bit sorry for Illawarra at the moment. But back to the commentators.
Plenty of possession for Canberra. Todd. Lance, he made that tackle on 10, and it goes to show you just how tough this game of rugby league is, played legally. Coyne. Wood. A stop and start. He left his man cold, and now he's lost the ball. Picked up by Delaney. Bolt. For Smith. Great battle in this Illawarra side between Bolt and Skiffoliti for that hooking role. Russell out for Neville. Russell on a short blind. Lance comes in quick again. Walsh. Good support from Morrissey. Bolt looking for a kicker. He's found Delaney. Down for Johnny Ferguson. Straight into his waiting arms. Great step. Out of 2. Wrapped up by Delaney.
Well, Ferguson said, made a public statement that he's going to retire at the end of this year, that he'll have had enough by then, but by heavens, if he shows that sort of form at the end of this year, he should go on into his 40s.
Some say he is in his 40s. Walters.
Unfortunately, that was my director making a very coarse remark to me that nobody could hear, but it was something to do with my age.
And a birthday. Did they have enough candles this morning, Rich?
They didn't have enough. It was like a bushfire.
Stewart. Daly.
Good defence.
It was David Moon. Clyde. Bumping his way down towards the quarter line. Todd. Threw the dummy on the inside for Coyne. Wasn't taken by the defence. Now the line deep to the right. They stay in the forwards through Lazarus. Now it's O'Sullivan. Into the in goal. Is it going to be too strong? It is. And it has been confirmed that they are taking Tierney to hospital with a dislocated hip.
Yeah, that's diabolic news for the young player. He's only had 3 or 4 minutes on the field before that tackle from Lance inconvenienced him to the point of agony, and he's had to be carted away. That's bad luck. We wish him well.
Sure do. 0-0 so far. The Steelers have been defending grimly for about 13 minutes now. Walsh. Barton. Go back out to halfway. Aaron Curry. Ball just pops up. It'll be a knock on.
Yes, a little bit of untidy play there with Curry taking it through, getting a pass away up to his intended winger there, but unfortunately the pass went forward, then to ground.
Illawarra have collapsed the scrum. We'll find that Walsh and Bolt are the men on their backs, and now he's got further away. Their backs were inside the 5, so a couple of options there for Phil Cooley. It's warm out there.
I would suggest if we took a thermometer out in the middle of the ground, it'd be in the mid-30s. Very warm for the players.
Well, says a bit, doesn't it? Just the one tackle and they knocked on when they got in there. So those stats are going to mount even more as the Raiders go inside the quarter.
Starting to get a stiff neck watching this end of the field. Here's Clyde. 12 metres out. Belcher. Now Todd. They're about 8 metres away now, the Raiders. Great pressure for the Steelers. Stewart and O'Sullivan. Back for Stewart. And the pass and bounced right off his chest. But certainly a danger time.
Yes, this was a move that was put on. Stewart comes around. gets the pass away there, but actually bounced back into his face, from his hands into Bradley Clyde's face, and he couldn't handle it. Still not having a great deal of luck handling it on the ground.
So the Steelers able to hold off that challenge. They've been under a lot of pressure in this first quarter. No score on the board. Keane, 30 metres away. Mick Bolt, the veteran hooker. Doug Delaney. And then the replacement forward, Barton. Russell. Morrissey. 5 tackles gone now for the Steelers. Back for Smith to kick this time. One bounce straight into the arms of Belcher. Out for Daly. Getting a nice pass away to Ferguson. Ferguson on his own, coming inside beautifully. He's only got the fullback to beat Chicker. Now he's linked up with Belcher, but Belcher is caught from behind, and a good tackle by young Paul Young. The crowd comes alive as the Raiders really pour some more pressure on now. Walters, an intercept.
I think he'd be penalised.
Penalty, yes.
Well, he did exactly what he had to do there. That was a professional foul. He did exactly what he had to do. He got up there quickly, even though he knew he was offside, to stop the almost certain 6-pointer that would have come from it. Now, look at this man. I mean, I'm not going to second-guess his age, but he's into his 30s plus. And he gets the pass back into Belcher after a great run, beat 2 men clean. Now, Neville had him set to rights there coming down the sideline, but if you saw that on the replay, you'd see that Neville very, very easily beaten on the inside. I'm not blaming Neville. I think Ferguson would beat anybody in that situation. Given a bit of room to move, get full pace up the sideline, he's going to step off his left foot and bang, you're gone. Look at the size of this man, Mal Meninga. He's built like a Sherman tank. He hasn't lost any pace. We haven't seen him have a real long run. It would appear to be almost unstoppable when he gets some match play. Only immaculate defence would pull him down.
His first kick of the afternoon. About 18 metres in from touch. And makes no mistake, right between the posts. First score of the game, and it's the Raiders who lead the Illawarra Steelers 2-0. On this magnificent Sunday afternoon, coming to you live from Parks. And that oval really looks magnificent. See, they've done a terrific job on the ground here at Pioneer Park.
Well, some of the people, I'm told, have come from 150 miles away to watch this game this afternoon.
Well, I heard 500 kilometres. What's that in miles?
Well, I was away the day they taught that.
That's a tribute to the game that people would travel such distances to come and see it out here in the country.
Jeez, look at the length of that kick from Stewart.
Huge kick from Stewart. Now Wishart. Got Smith with him. Here's a penalty to the Steelers.
Yes, a little bit of holding him down when you're on the broad of your back yourself. Hand up to stop him getting the ball away. That kick's gone off the side of his foot.
There's about 60 seconds of this first quarter remaining. Chris Walsh, the veteran campaigner.
He sure is a veteran. He's been doing a good job for Illawarra since he came from St George some seasons ago. Always a very competitive player. Really many good props going around in Sydney football.
Morrissey about 5 metres from the halfway mark. Skiffaletti. Saw him emerge in the Cup last year. Very exciting young player. Now Delaney, season with Balmain, formerly with Penrith, now finds himself with the Steelers. Brent Todd. Time approaching. Lazarus. And that hooter tells everybody that that is the end of the first 20 minutes, end of the first quarter. With the Canberra Raiders leading the Steelers 2-0. We'll be back here live from Parks in just a moment.
Tonight.
If anyone wants a donut without jelly, they're ready.
And Illawarra, with the Raiders just having their nose in front. They are leading 2-0, and Illawarra have done well at times to hang on. All the possession has gone Canberra's way. Great afternoon and a great crowd. A couple of changes in the Illawarra side. Bolt and Russell are off. Skifalidi is one man that managed to get out there just before the break. Out there now is Piccinelli. Stewart. He will look to kick. I don't know why they don't kick away from him.
Well, continuing on this very good kicking game that Canberra have got right from the outset. They don't waste any time. They get down the other end of the field.
How strong is that breeze, Sterlo, behind Canberra?
Yeah, it's picking up all the time, Graham, and it's really important for the Steelers to stay in the match.
Well, they're doing more than just that now. Against the run of play, Wishart's got support inside, he trips. Just as he was looking for Delaney and has lost the ball. A great break.
Yes, this is an excellent run here. Absolutely beautiful by Wishart. He's tackled, I think, there by Stewart, or ankle tapped by Stewart, and unfortunately lost the football at the end of it, so it was all meaningless.
Tight. Sorry to cut you off, Peter.
You're right, mate. It's the wind is very strong, and obviously it's going to be a big plus for the Illawarra Steelers in the second half because of the field position they'll be able to play. Obviously, Ricky Stewart just keeps driving that ball down. Hopefully, the Steelers can do the same second half.
It's amazing the number of times teams play so well against the breeze in the first couple of quarters.
Well, yes, I suppose that it helps with your passing and that, because obviously the ball was coming back into the chest a little bit, and you know, you lift yourself for a big effort because you know that maybe for most of the half that you're going to be down in your own territory, and you need that big effort.
All right, well, that's going to make it vitally important now for them to stay in touch in this 20. Turn around. Who knows? Another upset could be on the cards. No favourites home so far. We've had 6 matches. Walsh. He's given great service to this Illawarra club after leaving St George. Moon. Morrissey away for Barton. Wishart, who made that great break. Had a marvellous season last year. Morrissey. Skifalidi. And Neville. A very short angle to work with, but he did it so marvellously well.
Yes. The drop punt, very low trajectory. Watch this. And that's a nice little break over the sideline. And there it was. A good 18 or 20 metres gained. Ever so easy. Errol Neville, formerly with South Sydney.
Stewart just checking from his 5'8" O'Sullivan and manages to trip. Now O'Sullivan back amongst the forwards. All the possession, all the run of play, but nothing to show for it. Now a penalty to get them right downtown. A breeze at the back of Stewart. We'll probably see this kick go inside the quarter line.
Yes, inside the 5 yards. They're a little bit stupid to do that with the referee standing directly in line. 1 or 2 of them went up in front of him straight away. Had to penalise.
He's found touch about 11 metres out. Now this is about when they've got to lay a try on. They can't let it carry on for much longer. Lazarus. With his strong bustling runs, gets to 5 metres away. Todd is set to follow. Straight into Walsh. Right under the goal mouth. Switch. Clyde Should they stop him from there? They can't. Too big, too strong, simple plays. And now they do start to make it count. They pick up the first try through Bradley Clyde.
Yes, very interesting try that, because Bradley Clyde came from the right-hand side of the ruck to the left-hand side of the ruck, made quite a big deal of it, was calling out to the players. There he is, standing on the right, and then goes to the left. And didn't make his intentions unknown to the opposition. He was there to be stopped, and I suggest to take a stronger man that was standing in front of him there than I think it was Barton than him to stop him only a yard or so from the line. Huge man, great momentum, good try.
They say he's the man to look for in the 90s, Peter Sterling, Bradley Clyde.
Well, I don't think that's a secret, is it, Graham? You know, the guy's just got everything, and obviously, you know, so young to be in the Test side is just a tribute to that ability, and he's certainly going to be around for a long, long time.
Yes, he'll be a big lad when he grows up.
Meninga. Giant look forward.
Spooning days. Certainly building them big these days.
Successful with his first attempt, Meninga. This one just about 6 or 7 metres to the side of the uprights. No mistake again. A much better lead now for the Raiders over the Steelers, 8-0.
Striking the ball very well, Mal Meninga. Certainly they've been in pretty close range for him, but nevertheless, they're still going to get him over. So the Steelers, after holding out the Canberra side for quite some time, giving into that pressure. And again, this is Daly kicking on the first tackle again. Down for Smith. Making himself easy target for Walters. There goes Morrissey. Let's check those missed tackles. The Steelers have missed 11 tackles compared to the Raiders 3. Played just inside the Canberra half. Here's Delaney down the blind side. Back for Morrissey. Schifoletti.
That sort of kick is not very, very fruitful from their point of view. It's giving the ball back to Canberra. I suggested within two play the balls, they'll whack it downfield again.
Matthew Wood. And Dean Lance. Lazarus. Craig Keane hurt himself going in underneath Lazarus then. Five tackles gone. Stewart just on halfway. Lazarus wasn't expecting it, so he's going to kick.
It's a typical front rower's kick.
Well, he's found touch.
That's what I said, a typical front rower's kick.
And the Canberra reserves getting set to come on. Wayne Collins and David Woods. Now Morrissey refuses to surrender. Here's Delaney. Chip and chase. Belcher was there for it. Here that Walters and Todd will be the Canberra players who will be given a spell. Clyde. Right on the halfway mark. Here's Todd. Stewart again with O'Sullivan. Here's Meninga. Get out of my way. Belcher this time. Away from Coyne. Looking for Lance back inside. And no knock on, said the referee. Lance over the quarter line. Still going. and pulled down just 12 metres short. 5 tackles used up by the Canberra side. Stewart, now Daly, and then Meninga. Clyde's there. Clyde's giving it away to Belcher. Illawarra come up with it. Just 15 metres out. Now it's up for the Steelers. And again, it's difficult to recall the Steelers being in Canberra half for more than 1 or 2 tackles. Now Barton's come off for Illawarra, and Ian Russell has gone back on. That's him making a mess of that.
Oh, I think he might have been a little bit tough on him there. That pass came to him very low. He's a good player, this fellow. Russell, I got a lot of time for him. Look where that came. It was below the knees. And I suggest that's just not takeable by a forward in these situations.
So a vital scrum now. O'Sullivan and Daly getting outside his man. 10 metres out. This Canberra side. Stewart. Here's Lazarus. Beautiful. Now it's come out for Belcher. Belcher looks both ways. Now he's got the support. Stewart on his knees, pulled down just 3 metres short of the line.
You've got to take your hat off to this Illawarra side. They're defending grimly.
They've been under enormous pressure most of this game. Now Coyne. Very close to the line. O'Sullivan. Belcher's lost it. Morrissey's fallen on it for Illawarra. So the Steelers survive another raid.
Did well to hang on, and now they get the penalty too. 8-0 to the Raiders. Not about 11 minutes into this second quarter.
Might be interesting in the second half, Graham, whether this Illawarra side have got any attack left. They might be exhausted. With a bit of wind at their back, they might put up a very strong showing.
Walsh. Good run from him. Still, you'd have to settle for an 8-0 deficit, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't think they'd be that disappointed being 8-0 down at half-time, Graham. Obviously, they've soaked up plenty of pressure. They know that they do have that strong wind behind their back in the second half, and, you know, that'll give them a fair bit of confidence. I've been pretty impressed with their display. I think that, you know, the effort has certainly been 100%.
All right, so Bolt goes out there. Skipoliti goes into the second row. The scrum has collapsed again. Bolt was on the bottom of it. He got away with it. Back out for the Raiders. Sullivan. Daly. Steps beautifully. 40 metres out. Here they come again, the Raiders. Stewart on the inside for Clyde. Another big step. He's got Meninga with him. Didn't use him. Just outside the 22. Stewart. Flick back inside for Coyne.
A lot of skill in that pass. Beautiful pass.
Surely it's going to take its toll soon, just having to back up to make their defence. Lazarus. Collins away. They go to the back line. Meninga. Charging on the infield. Collins. The skipper stays at dummy half. Away for Stewart. The kick across field. Bouncing beautifully for Chicker Ferguson. Poor old Rod Wishart. But the bounce was absolutely ideal, and all he had to do was walk across the line.
Yes, I feel very sorry for Wishart after that, because that was an abominable bounce. It really was a frightful bounce. Something that only a rugby football. Look at the way the damn thing went up over his head. You know, that's a horror, but Ferguson, to his great credit, was on the spot. The ball just fell into his hands, and he's able to score a very good try. But here's the inception of it. Was Stewart putting that bouncing kick through. Now, there it is. Look, Wishart trying to get to it. Ferguson says, thanks very much, and puts it down. But I thought he might have gone back past his team opponent there on the wing and said, now, I'm sorry about that one. That was a little bit rough on you. There it was, Ferguson scoring what will be the start of many tries in this year if he continues in his great form that he's shown today.
Young John Ferguson.
Yes, young John Ferguson.
Poor old Rod Wishart. We've got to hand it to guys like Ricky Stewart, who more often than not can make it sit up when they want to. Meninga, 100%. Ricky Stewart, marvellous kicking game. There's the angle for Meninga in front of this big crowd and beautiful blue skies. He's striking them nicely. 3 out of 3 for Big Mal Meninga, just stretching that scoreline. 14-0 the Raiders over Illawarra. Paul Martin has gone out there for Canberra. Laurie Daly is having a spell. Darryl Neville comes back to halfway. Daly had a thought might have been a broken nose earlier. Neville down for Wood. Everybody's getting into the kicking game.
See, there's another good torpedo too. Look at that one. Beautiful.
Tony Smith has had a mile of work to do. Now, once more, they find themselves back on their own quarter line.
Well, we were complimenting the Steelers on being down by only 8 points. Peter Sterling 14's something a little bit different.
Yeah, it's pretty ominous, isn't it, man? You know, they've just got to hang in there, and it's a funny game, rugby league, as was shown on Wednesday night against St George. You know, anything can happen, and you know, if you keep putting the effort in, sometimes things just go your way.
You don't want to talk anymore about that, do you?
No, we'll leave it at that, thanks, mate.
Here come the Raiders, hungry for some more points. Matthew Woods into the act. He's only 10 metres out. He very nearly scored himself. I thought for 1 second he was going to get through on his own, but he's caught just about 8 metres short. Now here's Bradley Clyde, and out it comes for Collins. Collins pulled down 8 metres short of the line. Meninga is a dummy half, turns the ball back inside. David Woods very close to the line. Stewart. Lazarus has put it down. The Steelers have saved another one. Delaney will play it for the Steelers, just 10 metres out from their own line. Now here's Russell. Caught underneath by Coyne. Over the top by Big Mal. Schiaffeletti keeping the ball alive nicely now. The Steelers starting to put something together. Neville will play it 9 metres short of halfway. Here comes Morrissey. And again, showing some nice work in keeping the football alive. Russell was involved. Getting a pass away from Moon. Mick Bolt. Another of the veteran campaigners in the Steelers lineup. Been there since they came into the competition.
He's only missed precious few games in the time he's been there in all the seasons too. He's a very durable character.
A penalty to the Illawarra side. And Darryl Neville finding touch inside the quarter, and I've just got a kink in my neck as I look down this end of the field, because the Steelers have not been down here very often. Inside the quarter, it may well be the first or maybe the second time they've been inside the quarter. What can they do? Maybe they can put some points on the board. Piccinelli, 8 metres short of the line. Canberra forced to do some defending now as Delaney probes for an opening down the blind side. 5 or 6 metres out. Across for Neville. Very nearly went down. Did well to stay on his feet. Bolt dummy half. Here's Delaney looking for a short pass for Smith. I don't think Smith would thank him all that much for the pass.
Bradley Clyde put on a good defence there, but he's hurt himself.
Russell with a little kick through, but to no avail. Belcher was there to pick it up.
Yes, that's how Bradley Clyde got it. I think he's banged his head very hard on the ground and hasn't come out feeling all that well, but it was a very effective tackle. Well, he's so near the area that the play would restart from that the referee's just holding play up for a few moments. See it again. This is Bradley Clyde getting a forearm in the face and his head banged down on the ground with a forearm there to help it. So he's probably just feeling a little bit off at the moment.
And Belcher will probably give it to Stewart for the restart. Right underneath the goalpost. Stewart sends this down over halfway. Wishart 10 metres inside his own half by the time he's picked the football up. Caught beautifully by Daly. Gee whiz, that was a solid tackle. Russell. Delaney.
Messy that play the ball.
Here's Neville. Can't take it. Lazarus falls on it for Canberra. Collins gets to halfway in a good little scurry. Woods. It's about 60 seconds of this half remaining. Stewart. Carey was involved. Meninga going back for the football.
Well, he should have got a penalty for that. He was the player was holding him and didn't let him go, even though the ball wasn't in his possession.
Despite being held, he was still head of the football first. 5 tackles used up by the Raiders. Belcher. Kick that has gone over Wishart's head. He's not having any luck with the bounce, Wishart, today.
No, he's not.
And straight into Dean Lance. What could it be? Here's Darryl Neville. Moon and Smith. Russell. Got out of one. Caught from behind by Carey. Delaney. This ball away to Morrissey. And now they're starting to do something as Piccinelli gets into the act. Pull down just 30 metres away from the Canberra line, but the siren's going to beat them. Siren brings an end to the first half with the...
And this big crowd has been here for a long time, I can tell you. The cars were parked here as of late yesterday afternoon, if you can believe it. People here in parks and surrounding districts left their cars here overnight so that they wouldn't have to travel too far to the ground to try and locate a good position. And you don't have to be told you're in the country. Of course, the Cunningham Dancers going through their paces for about 12,000 fans here. Some exciting stuff. I know, Peter Sterling, you've been keen to join in.
If I didn't have a bad leg, I'd be straight out there, Graham. You know that.
14-0 here at half-time in favour of the Raiders. We look as though we've got a favourite online for a win at last.
Yes, they're playing good, solid football. They played smart football, good field position, and, you know, really, I think they're going to be a very, very hard side to beat this year, as Illawarra finding out today.
It just goes to show you again that you can't play this game of rugby league without the football, poor old Illawarra.
No, and you can't afford to make mistakes in your own quarter, and the Illawarra have been guilty of doing that. Canberra just have so many points of attack, and it's just so hard to defend against. They're just a great all-round football team.
The warnings are pretty ominous, aren't they, already, that they're going to be very firm favourites for this and the Winfield Cup.
Well, they are firm favourites, but as I said earlier, you know, that does bring along its own brand of pressure, and it's a long season. Injuries will play a role, so, you know, they're a long way from being past the post, but, you know, they deserve to be favourites.
Well, you're having a good look there at the caravan of Canberra, and Sheik Timmy Sheen's holding court there. They're leading 14-0 here at half-time. We'll be back from Parks right after this. Brett headlong into Dean Lance. Have a look at this tackle. Peter Sterling, this is a tough game and a legal charge from Lance.
Yes, it's a great hit. You know, he's renowned for that. It's a very unfortunate thing to happen, but that's part and parcel of our game, and Dino just got a great shot on him. You know, hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah, we are going to have a check and confirmation from the hospital. It hasn't even been confirmed as yet. That they're just a bit concerned that it might be dislocated. This Canberra side, you feel that they've got a certain tactic the way they open up in attack.
Well, they're a little bit different to most other Sydney sides because they're prepared to work right to the sideline. Most sides in Sydney won't go that far because of getting jammed in by the defence. Most will work to the centre, so you've got 2 points of attack. But Canberra have such a potent backline that they really work to the extremes so they can fan right back across, and that's unusual for most sides.
They're enjoying the shade here on the sideline. What's the key to stopping them?
Well, you know, you've just got to play mistake-free football against them and continue to work away. You know, I don't think there's any secret formula. Hard work and plenty of it, and really just hope for a few breaks.
All right, well, Illawarra will be hoping for a few breaks. We'll join you with the third quarter right after this commercial break.
Fortunate incidents in the last week or so.
Well, it's hard to believe that at the moment the Premiers go without a sponsor. That the exposure for this team will be enormous right throughout 1990. Naturally, they'll be involved in a lot of the telecasts. I believe they are already starting to queue up, though, as far as negotiations are concerned. 14-0. The Raiders lead the Steelers as we get ourselves set for this third quarter, with the Steelers certainly having to be the next scorers. Phil Cooley still checking.
Well, Graham, let's watch and see whether the Illawarra Steelers take advantage of the breeze that was blowing in the first half down the ground.
Meninga. Let's see how quickly they do that. Not right from the start, as Canberra have. It's Keane to his feet. Russell. 103 tackles, Canberra. It's rather deceiving, that statistic. 109 Illawarra. Walsh leading the way there. Clyde with 18. Big performance from him in the first 2 quarters. Walsh. Good, strong run. We certainly make a big welcome to all those that have joined us in Queensland. Belcher brings it back, as well as everybody here in New South Wales.
Well, Tony Smith made an error with that kick. I'm not being highly technical, but if he'd got the ball up in the air, the wind would have carried it another 10 or 12 metres. That way it was a gift for Belcher. It just bounced beside him.
Walters. Right on halfway. Stewart on the inside for Coyne. He was wrapped up by Piccinelli. Collins. Stewart. Meninga. Just a little chip for Wood. And also Paul Martin. 81 tackles, Canberra had it in the first half. Illawarra 76, but for Illawarra, that wasn't at the right end of the field that they had most of those tackles. They only had it for 15 tackles. Unbelievable inside the Canberra territory. Now they're going to make it 16 and desperate for a try. They nearly scored just before the break. Walsh. Morrissey. He had to stop. He was coming from deep and the play of the ball was a little bit too slow for him. Now Keane. 10 metres away. They go to the backs through Delaney. They're up quickly on Neville. Delaney was forced to go alone. Neville, the step, a little chip into the in goal. Belcher there, perfectly positioned and manages to stay in the field of play.
It's just weighted correctly for Belcher. It was almost as if the ball had been put there for him to pick up.
Ferguson. Todd.
Now, when they try their kick on whatever tackle it's going to be, it'll be interesting to see what sort of distance he gets. Get an idea of the strength of the breeze.
Daly, who's played well so far in this match today. On the last. Sloppy ball away. Well, Todd. Anything Glenn Lazarus can do, I can do, he says. Tony Smith. So they still are in the Canberra side of halfway. Delaney. Morrissey. Change of direction. Now Russell is too wide. Swinging arm from Woods. A switch play, Neville. He didn't use Curry, who was on his outside. Delaney looking for runners. Couldn't find one. Last tackle. They've gone nowhere in their set of 6 so far. This is where they started. Smith. Easy kick for Belcher. And he steps Russell, but taken by Morrissey. And he is just short of his own quarter. Now Todd gets out of there.
Yeah, the Raiders.
Look forward.
Lead, yes.
Matter of fact, it's been ruled offside. The referee was quite right in that one. Watch the one-handed pass. Yes, it went about a foot and a bit forward.
Darryl Neville looking for touch and finding it just on the quarter line.
Yeah, terribly casual-looking kick that. I mean, he could have got another 10 or 12 yards along the sideline with no effort.
Here's Walsh. Gets to within 10 metres of the line. Delaney and Morrissey. Delaney again. Another way for Piccinelli. Massive green there. He can't get through. Delaney again. Out of one. Keane has knocked it on, claiming it came off his leg.
The referee must have deduced that it didn't come off his leg, that his hand was involved. I subscribe to the view that he did touch it with his hand. He bent down for it.
Stewart working the scrum. Well, they won't have to work it because they're going to get the penalty.
It always amuses me when a halfback balks at putting the ball in and claims that somebody's doing something wrong in the scrums. It's a bit like topping off on your mate, isn't it? But patently, Bolt was down there on his back and having a go at the loose. There's no question about that. But whether or not the halfback should raise the referee's attention to it, well, I don't know. That's right. It's a sort of snaps of that sort of thing, isn't it?
Now the Raiders are within 8 metres or so of the halfway mark. In fact, Todd has taken over the halfway line. Stewart. Away for David Woods. Collins, a dummy half, going on his own.
Daly's got himself into a bit of a knot out there at the moment. He's not very happy with proceedings. I don't know whether he was calling for the ball in and expected to get it, but he's been carrying on a bit about it, not getting it.
Here's Walters. They've used up 5 tackles. Stewart. Penalties coming Illawarra's way again, inside the 5 metres. As Chris O'Sullivan goes back on the field, Ricky Stewart off for a spell. Neville's been able to find touch just outside the Canberra quarter. 14-0, Canberra over Illawarra. Bolt straight into Meninga. Russell. Caught by Collins, but they're inside the quarter now. Some careless passing. Canberra come up with possession. Matthew Wood. Here's Todd.
Tackled on suspicion.
Yes, and they've surrendered possession, so the Steelers back with it. Neville thought he saw a little gap there. Here's Morrissey. Russell overran the football, but Keane's been able to pick it up. Now Delaney. Chase for the football, and Belcher's just able to make it dead.
Yes, that was a little bit of helter-skelter there. Delaney put through this nice little kick. Now, Belcher realised he was under a bit of pressure, but he was always able to keep himself between the ball and his opponent, so saved it that way, hastened it over the dead ball line. Be a line drop out now. Illawarra will come up with the possession.
Notice that Lazarus has gone back out there for Coyne. Now Daly. He's playing amongst the forwards at the moment, with Matt Wood joining Meninga in the centres. Now, set for a restart as the touch judge makes his way back out to his line. Falls to Keane, this one. Quickly back for Smith. They've had a couple of opportunities, Illawarra. And a lot more possession since half-time. Delaney. Right in midfield. Morrissey. They get inside the 22. Relying heavily on Delaney and looking to Ian Russell to be able to lay something on. Now Delaney. Neville. Here comes Russell. Neville back on the infield for Delaney. Quickly away for Pinchinelli. Last tackle. Delaney shapes to kick. Long pass out for Smith. Too high for him. Picked up by Dale Fritz. It's on the last and it'll be a turnover. So this Canberra Raiders defence is equal to the task. Paul Martin. Clyde. He's gone back out as well. Todd. Much bigger effort coming from Illawarra, Peter.
Yes, Graham. Obviously, that field position is helping them. What I think they really need to do, if you're going to do well against good defensive sides as Canberra, you have to speed up your play the ball. There's a bust up the middle. And Illawarra really aren't playing the ball that quickly. You know, they're just getting no momentum. If they can do that, they could trouble the side.
Well, here's an opportunity, but Phil Cooley has got him for offside.
Well, there it was. The kick from Daly's charged down. But it's arguable whether he was offside there.
Well, they're just trying to work out the signal from Phil Cooley. I don't know what he means by tapping away at his chest. That's no signal that's in any referee's manual.
Only a rebound. Couldn't conceivably mean a rebound, but that...
rebound is play on.
Yes, I know. I realise that, but that was the signal that I think he gave. It was a rebound signal, but he still penalised the player. Well, I must ask him about that one later.
We'll leave that to Phil Cooley. Todd. O'Sullivan. Clyde right on halfway. Collins. Another dart from dummy half from him. He tries to float one over the top for Martin. He doesn't manage to stay away from the touch.
Yes, Collins made a good break and weighted his pass very nicely out there to Daly too. But you can see he was over the sideline before the ball left his hands.
The referee wants it again. Warning Delaney. Well, against the feed, O'Sullivan. Real danger now for Illawarra. They've been wearing away at Canberra down the other end. Now they've got to tackle once more. Daly dummies to Meninga. Brings Wood in. About 20 out. They can't afford to let Canberra score. Collins. For Lazarus. The big man thought about pushing one out the back. Sullivan for Clyde. Walsh has got him. He's got through a lot of tackling, and that's where they are, just 10 metres away. Daly, the bomb. Smith is under it. Daly's going up for it. I thought Smith was interfered with. I thought he wasn't given much of an opportunity to get to the ball. The try has been awarded. He got nowhere near the ball and he ended up on his backside, the fullback. This will tell the story.
Watch it again. Up she goes from Daly. It's gone very high. They've all got an opportunity to run underneath it. Now watch the fullback. Standing in his in goal. Well, they're all over the top of him and he was halfway to the ground, actually.
He was taken out before the ball even got close to coming down.
Well, there he was. He's got the full weight of Daly on his back. So you can judge that one as, I believe, possibly a refereeing error. I don't think the try should have been awarded for that.
Well, Belcher gets 4 points, and Smith doesn't get a penalty. And big Mal Meninga will have this one again from just adjacent to the uprights, and he can't improve on it 100%. Is he about to maintain it? He certainly is. He heads back towards his own territory. 20-0 now to Canberra. And Peter Sterling, I noticed the jumper of Mal Meninga's is seemingly a lot darker than the rest. He certainly has work to sweat up.
Yeah, Graham, it's saturated. I think he's probably taken off half a stain out here. But it is well known that Mal Meninga hit sweat in a swimming pool, Big Mal.
Ah, dear, that'll end up somewhere in quotes of the week, I think.
Peter, does he still enjoy subjecting players in his own team to pain?
I think he's a little bit of a sadist, yeah. He, I know that Brett Kenny roomed with him in '82 and spent a fair bit of time bouncing off the walls. He's a good man to stay away from on the drink.
OK, let's get back to the football. With the Raiders in control. This is David Woods. Now Todd. O'Sullivan. Daly straight to Wishart. He's beaten 2. Delaney and Neville. And then Smith. Russell. Schifoletti. And 32 out. Delaney. Used up 5 tackles. Curry. Well, it's been picked up nicely by Piccinelli, and away it goes to Wishart, who scores in the corner. Well, the ball finally going their way.
Yes, let's have a look at the try now. This was a try that had an element of luck about it. You'll see as the ball ricochets from one hand straight into Wishart's hands, and Wishart then directs a very nicely controlled pass out to Wishart, and Wishart goes in wide out. Worth looking at again, just the way the things can happen from time to time. There's the pass going, evades one player, goes over his head to Piccinelli, and Piccinelli straight on to Wishart. Wishart goes over in the right-hand corner. That'll lift their spirits somewhat. They've really been battling all through the match to make any impression. It'll be a little bit of a hard starter for them, one would hope. And this young fella can kick a goal.
Yes, yes, he can. Ronnie Hilditch in the shadows. Would make him feel a little bit brighter about the prospects for the year. Now this is about 5 metres or so in from touch. So Wishart can do. Pushed it in front of the post, so he can't add the extras, but they are on the board. And it's Canberra 20 and the Steelers 4. Less than a minute to go to the break. Peter Sterling, if you were coach of the defending premiers, would you be happy enough with their first up performance?
Oh, certainly, yeah. And, you know, this is their first real hit out for the season, and you know, the blokes have already got their mind on the job. That's important. The next 4 weeks, you know, they'll warm up into their task, and you know, it's been a good performance on their behalf.
Now the Steelers bringing it back towards the quarter.
Russell.
Barton. Walsh. Blinking run.
We are off with just 20 minutes to go. And with a big match to follow at 5:30. Balmain taking on South Sydney. Morrissey. Good run from Smith. Peter Sterling last Wednesday night at the start of the fourth quarter. St George were about 1,000 to 1. What about this one?
They firmed pretty dramatically after that, but didn't they, Graham?
Good step from Curry. Where's his support? Down towards Belcher. He shaped a kick. He beat Belcher, but Belcher managed to steal the football. He just stuck out a hand and tipped the football up.
Great tragedy here. This looked like there was something on for Illawarra. Curry did a great run of about 40 metres and then came to Belcher, and Belcher was able to strip him of the football as he went past and come back with it.
O'Sullivan. Klein. Carey is out there. Meninga dummy half. Away for Clyde. Bustling run from him. Meninga stays in a dummy half. Away for Todd. Last tackle. They've used them up pretty quickly. Spread across field from Stewart over the head of Wishart. He's terrorised him on a couple of occasions today. "16 handling errors against the Steelers, just the 10, which is remarkable in a first-up match from Canberra. 5 metres away from their own quarter line, the Steelers. May have been pretty interesting going into this last quarter. We felt that the referee erred in not penalising Canberra when they scored their final try. They took the fullback out of play. Russell. The Steelers get a penalty. Just hanging on in the tackle. Quickly to look for touch. The scoreboard and time against them. Wishart away for Schifoletti. Now Walsh. He's had a very strong game for his club.
Always does. He's a very, very tough, resilient front row forward. Pounds forward. Tries to lead by example. I think he's doing that again today. He's a very good player. We've got a number of good props going around in Sydney at the moment.
Stepping is Pinchinelli. Scrums a 6-4 to the Raiders. Penalty 7-6 the Steelers. Neville away for Curry. Picked it up beautifully. The step. And Paul Young can't beat Martin. Curry. Russell. Quickly for Delaney. Big numbers here for the Steelers. Smith. He's got Wishart outside him. Doesn't use him. He should have.
Yes, I think Wishart brought the inside. It would have been a try there.
Now Keane. Trying to unload, can't, and it is a turnover.
Oh, dear.
So that opportunity went begging. They've had a couple of them. At times they've stretched Canberra out wide on Wishart's wing. One of them produced a try. O'Sullivan. Peter, scoreline, no real indication of the last couple of quarters.
No, I don't think so, Graham. I think Ron Hilditch will be quite happy. Illawarra are going to be one of the unfashionable sides this year, but they're certain to cause their share of upsets, and, you know, I think that they can be one of the giant killers this year.
The laughter you heard before was Walsh picking up some headgear with along to the tackle player and offering it back to him.
Yes, he would have been put out of the props union in the old days for that. Anyway, he's a good footballer is Walsh, and this is a very useful kick coming through too.
The scrum just inside the Illawarra half. Belcher.
Beautifully taken.
Dominguez been able to fall on that loose ball.
Yes, he did that very cleverly too.
Coyne. Now Walters with Lazarus running strongly inside the quarter. Danger now for Illawarra. Walters and Stewart, and then O'Sullivan. Here's Meninga.
Looks as though they've got an overlap here.
Done well to hold Meninga inside the quarter. And here's Coyne again, running off a path that the passer look forward.
And the referee agrees with you. Watch it again. It went out fast to the left and came back into the right very quickly to Gary Coyne, and was about a metre forward.
Delaney to work the scrum on his own quarter. With the feed. Coyne taking him. Schifoletti. Neville. After young Fritz, who's come on. Delaney. Neville. At the back door for Neville again.
Bit of an overlap here.
Here's the pass on for the winger, Young. But over the touchline.
Yes, I thought at the instigation of this try there was an overlap that they'd find insurmountable, Canberra, but they were able to wrap it up very quickly there with Paul Martin coming across and getting him over the sideline.
So again, Illawarra showing they can stretch this Canberra side. Here's O'Sullivan. Clyde. Todd. Stewart. Now Coyne. And Walsh making the tackle. Walters from dummy half. Stewart making the mistake.
Yes, the pass came low to him, but I'd expect a halfback to take those passes rather than a forward in a similar situation. Halfback not quite under the permanent pressure forwards are. They got the Cornella.
Yeah, offside play again, and the quick tap taken by Neville. Trying to thread his way through. Gets to within 10 metres of the line. Perfect opportunity now for the Steelers. Piccinelli. On it goes to Morris. He charges at the line. Very close to it.
We'll get over now. We'll have a good last 10 minutes.
Delaney. The long cutout pass for Curry. Curry stepping, getting a pass back inside beautifully to Fritz. Dale Fritz in to score. Pretty smart work from the Steelers.
Yes, this was a good try. It's the switch of direction that's a good one. There's Curry. He takes the tackle and forces the pass back on the inside. There was a little trip at the end of that too by a Canberra player.
Brent Todd is the man, right?
Yes, Brent Todd, I think, might have been the man, but there was the nice bit of footwork, very clever footwork, and the lovely pass in there, and Brent Todd doing his level best to stop him from scoring with a trip. It could have been maybe an 8-point try.
The man who came down from Queensland, Fritz, for a couple of seasons with Illawarra, only 21 years of age.
Getting his opportunity in the side when Brett Rodwell withdrew from the starting lineup. David Moon went in to replace him, and Fritz on the bench, and has been able to come up with the try. Bouchard's conversion attempt is a horror. Was never going to get there from the moment it left his boot. It was a horror to the left. Score remains 20-8. Canberra over Illawarra.
And just getting a little bit lazy, trying to get their minds back on the job, Peter.
Yes, but there's been some nice touches from the Illawarra side. Certainly Darren Curry has come into his own this last 2 quarters. I've been waiting for him to do that because I know that you know, they did have an opinion of him at Canterbury and Penrith. Very good on his feet, and I think he'll be a good buy for the Illawarra club.
It looks to me like very good coaching by Ronnie Hilditch, a former Parramatta player. Would you agree, Peter Sterling?
Yes, I'll go along with that. I think, you know, Ron's shown that even though last year wasn't that successful, to get them to the Panasonic Cup was a big plus for him, and you know, he's just going to get it to be a better coach with the experience he's getting year by year.
I agree.
Well, that's what you call hard yakka. Well-deserved rest for Chris Walsh. Finding some shade up against the fence. Oh dear. 60 tackles. They've had possession, the Raiders, and the Steelers starting to even that out a bit, especially in this 3rd and 4th quarter. And just like Manly did on Wednesday, they've shown plenty of character to come back and hit back twice. Now, Ferguson. A few mistakes coming in this Canberra side as the Steelers lift their game. And with about 9 minutes to go, maybe another quick try will really make the Raiders sit up and take notice. Delaney. Neville.
Well taken.
Well taken by Moon. Away for Skipoletti. He keeps it alive for Russell. Inside the quarter line. Support from David Moon. Good backing up from Young, but he puts it down. So the Raiders are slowing.
Yes, this was a good one here. Russell got the pass away nicely there to, was it Neville? And anyway, the pass went to ground, and Canberra back in line, but it's getting a little bit hairy for them at the moment. They're not putting the effort in they were earlier on. They're coasting.
Well, Young was a man who just couldn't hang on to it. Lazarus. This is their first real hit out, the Raiders. Maybe they're just a little bit short. Last tackle against them. Belcher. The step, just gets his kick in. Not as confident as they were earlier. Delaney. Out for Moon.
Delaney's having a good game.
Busy little player. Wishart is infield looking for the football, and a nice gap for him. He was taken low by Stewart. Starting to get a bit of a smell of it now. The Steelers. Morrissey. Skipoletti once more up the middle. He's got Morrissey. He ran away from him, but he still manages to find Barton. Canberra hanging back. They are standing off tackles. Delaney away for Russell. A converted try will bring everybody to their feet. The crowd will wake up this Canberra side. Well, that was incredible from Delaney. He showed it about 3 times before he eventually threw it behind Neville.
Yes, this was a case of overdoing it. There was one, the second dummy, and the pass went down. O'Sullivan was able to fall on it easily.
Walters. Johnny Ferguson in a dummy half. Forwards do need a bit of a spell. He enables them at least one tackle off. Daly. Taps it, just goes straight ahead, shows it. The ball was charged down, should be 6 more. He says that they didn't play at it. And Sullivan looking for touch. And he finds it. So he rules that that ball was touched, did he? And that Canberra may still have the feed here. Illawarra come up with it.
Towards the final 5 minutes or so of this game. And the Steelers come up with the penalty from the scrum. able to find touch. It's a good kick. He's found touch just inside the quarter. So here again, the Steelers back in this position that they've been in for the last 5 or 10 minutes or so, putting more pressure on the Raiders. Morrissey got away from one. Schifoletti at dummy half. Barton inside the final 5. Delaney, blindside, cut out ball for Wishart. Only 3 or 4 metres out now. Delaney again to Neville. Schifoletti on his own, but the kick is too much on it.
Yes, just a case of a little bit too much poundage. And Belcher wasn't put under any pressure there at all. Didn't have to hasten it over the dead ball line. So it'll come back to the quarter line.
They're taking their time, the Raiders. I think they're a little weary.
Oh, I don't blame them. The heat must be murder, but it's the same for both sides. That's what they've got to realise. They looked great there early. They've dwindled off in this last quarter.
Meninga. Now here's Daly. Looking for the pass, but unfortunately couldn't control it. So the knock-on will give the Steelers the feed again. Just 30 metres out from the Canberra line. With the feed, picked up by Keane at the scrum base. Neville. Back for Russell. Right on the quarter line. Away for Keane. Schifoletti. Only 12 metres out now from the Canberra line. Neville. Wishart. Links up with his winger Young. 5 tackles gone. Curry. Taken nicely by Piccinelli. And Piccinelli's been able to score underneath the post.
Yes, a try right at the death here. Just watch it now. Up she goes from Darren Curry. That went to the perfect position. Just to the right of the goal post, but some of the players were, you know, looking for the goal post, not knowing where to run. Taken by Piccinelli, and over he goes. On the full, too. Bit of a turn-up. With Canberra being extended now and having the last 2 tries scored against them. There he goes, took it well and dived over the line. That'll be a 6-pointer.
So what looked to be what was going to be a pretty comfortable win for the Canberra side is now a hard-earned win. As Wishart pilots it between the posts. So the Canberra side now leading by 20-14. Could we possibly see a converted try in the remaining time from the Steelers? There's a minute and a half to do it. Stranger things have happened, I guess.
Well, ask Manly.
Ask Peter Sterling.
I don't like the way you keep picking on Peter Sterling just because his team lost the other night. I mean, we all have our problems.
Now Wishart brings it back to the quarter. Less than 60 seconds to go. Morrissey will play it. Barton. Young. Almost got by Martin.
Good tackle there. He came from behind and took him over the sideline. That's a perfect tackle.
For a fleeting moment, he looked like he was past him.
Yes, he did, but he came again with a sprint. There it is, look. He's past him at that stage, but the good, really good defence. That's first-class defence.
Stewart in no hurry to retrieve the football. Very untidy, wasn't it? Scrum. Very untidy. Stewart, the little chip and chase, has been taken out there by Fritz, but the penalty has gone to Canberra. Stewart looked as if he may have been interfered with after he kicked it.
Oh, little doubt about it. You look at this. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds before the defender came into him after he kicked the football.
Now they'll use up the time and have a shot for goal.
Yes, this will be for Mal Meninga. He's kicked very well today. Very well indeed. Yes, 4 out of 4, hasn't he?
Yes, he struck the ball very well. This one is about in line with the left-hand upright, and he's about 35 metres, 38 metres out.
And I suggest this will just about use up all the time that's left in the match.
He'll make sure.
My word, he will.
About another adjustment there now. No, he's right. While we're waiting, Peter Sterling, I've asked you your thoughts on Timmy Sheen's thoughts on his side. As we watch this kick from Mal, he's pushed it to the side. What about a thought on Illawarra, their performance?
Well, you know, I think that's the full-time